This is OwlUp, where learning happens in minutes, not hours. For a deeper journey, explore all our courses at owlup.co. Now, let's dive in. Welcome to Chapter 1 of Blockchain Unpacked, Deep Dive into Blocks and Chains. In this episode, titled Introduction to Blockchain and Its Origins, we'll explore the fascinating history and beginnings of blockchain technology. Get ready to uncover the roots of this revolutionary concept and see how it all started. Let's dive in. One line of code, written under a fake name in 2008, quietly triggered a financial experiment now worth trillions. A grocery shopper, a hospital admin, and a gamer all touch this technology today, without knowing it. How did a nerdy fix for double spending get this far? By 2021, blockchains were silently securing more value than the GDP of most countries. Yet, for many people, blockchain still sounds like background tech jargon. In reality, it's less about coins and more about a new way of agreeing on what really happened in the digital world. Think of all the moments your life creates data trails: tapping your transit card, signing a contract, checking lab results, moving cargo across borders. Each one depends on someone's database being right, honest, and up to date. Blockchain's twist is that no single gatekeeper owns the master record. Instead, many independent computers hold identical copies and lock in each new entry together. That shift, from trust the owner of the database to trust the shared process that updates it, is what turned an obscure money experiment into a general tool for tracking value, identity, and events across entire industries. That shift only makes sense when you see the problems it grew up to tackle. Early on, it was mostly about Bitcoin. But as the total crypto market briefly passed $3 trillion, people noticed something else. The same mechanics could timestamp supply chains, secure medical records, and anchor government services. Walmart used it to cut food recall tracing from days to seconds. Estonia uses it under the hood of its digital state. You don't need to care about tokens to care that entire systems now lean on a ledger nobody single-handedly controls. In 2008, the Satoshi Nakamoto paper didn't just sketch a new kind of money. It quietly rewrote who gets to certify reality online. Before that, our options were limited: trust a company, trust a government, or trust nobody and accept chaos. The Bitcoin design slipped a fourth option into the mix: let many strangers reach technical agreement on events, then make that history extremely hard to fake after the fact. To see why this mattered, step back to the basic problem. Digital stuff is too easy to copy and edit. A photo, a balance, a contract, every bit is malleable. Traditional systems cope by concentrating power. Banks reverse fraudulent payments. Platforms freeze accounts. Admins edit records. That works, but it also makes whoever holds the edit button a potential bottleneck, target, or single point of failure. Blockchains took the opposite path: make edits collectively expensive and collectively visible. Cryptography links each batch of updates to the one before it. Consensus rules decide which batch everyone will honor. Economic incentives reward those who follow the rules and punish those who don't. Over time, this produces a peculiar kind of digital object, a record that nobody fully controls, yet everyone can check. That checkability is why the technology escaped the confines of money. Developers realized you could attach not only transfers, but also simple logic: if-then rules that execute automatically. These smart contracts turned blockchains from passive history logs into active platforms. Escrow without an escrow agent, marketplaces without a central operator, coordination schemes where rules live in code rather than policy docs. The results range from serious to playful. Decentralized finance protocols match borrowers and lenders algorithmically, visible to anyone who inspects the code. Creators mint tokens that confer royalties or access rights enforced on-chain. Identity projects let people prove membership or credentials without handing over full dossiers. None of this makes the technology magical or risk-free. Bugs in contract code can be as dangerous as corrupt gatekeepers. Concentrated control of the machines running a network can tilt power back toward a few players. But the core shift remains. Instead of asking, "Which institution do I trust?" blockchains invite you to ask, "Do I trust this open set of rules and incentives, given that anyone can audit the trail they produce?" Think of a conservation project tracking migrating birds across continents. Each tagged bird pings locations to different research stations. Instead of one lab hoarding the data, every station could write sightings to a shared chain. Who tagged the bird? When it was last seen healthy? When it nested? When a researcher in Kenya adds an update, a team in Norway instantly sees it, and a tampered record stands out like a broken twig in an otherwise tidy trail. Now swap birds for real-world assets. An art gallery can log a painting's movement from studio to storage to auction house, so a buyer in another country doesn't just trust a glossy catalog, they inspect a time-stamped trail of custody. A renewable energy cooperative can issue tokens linked to specific solar panels, so households know which panel generated the green power they're paying for. In both cases, the point isn't hype, it's shrinking the distance between "they say so" and "I can see the evidence myself." As blockchains mature, they're shifting from curiosity to quiet plumbing. Think less about coins, more about coordination. Neighbors funding a shared solar roof, freelancers pooling into global co-ops, cities publishing budgets as live, checkable streams. Friction drops when groups don't need a referee to split costs, track promises, or share upside. The open question isn't just, what can this record, but what new kinds of groups become possible when trust is partly automated? So as the series unfolds, treat blockchain less as a buzzword and more as a new kind of shared memory we're still learning to use. Today, it's quietly steering food recalls, digital art sales, even national systems. Your challenge this week: spot 3 moments where you simply trust the database and ask who actually holds the pen there. This was OwlUp, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow.